Is this the best anime list on all of YouTube? Well, yes, but actually no. This is the best top 10 video, but these are not the top 10 best anime. I'm Unseen Whispers, and welcome to my 10 favorite anime. Just comment down below what waifu you think this is. Number 1. Promised Neverland. You remember a month ago when I asked where you watch your anime online and less than 1% of you said HIDIVE? Well, HIDIVE is the official sponsor of this video. Stop, I know what you're thinking. Why would I pay for something when I can find it free elsewhere? Well, there's 3 primary reasons. First reason is that HIDIVE is set up similar to Netflix, making it easy and convenient to browse through their huge collection of subbed and dubbed anime. Second, you no longer need to hide those advertisements from your mom. I'm looking at you, 71%. Lastly, you would be supporting the industry, which means more anime in the future. At the very least, you should give HIDIVE a try. I mean, they offer a 30-day free trial, so what do you have to lose? Promised Neverland is an amazing psychological horror anime, but I can't thoroughly explain it without revealing the twist at the end of episode 1. So if you don't want that spoiled, skip ahead now. Emma, Ray, and Norman are the 3 oldest kids at their orphanage. All the kids at the orphanage function as one big happy family who live with their mama, Isabella. Of course, being an orphanage, kids do get adopted out occasionally. The 6-year-old Connie has been selected to be adopted, but she forgets her stuffed animal as she departs. Well, Norman and Emma notice this, so they grab the stuffed animal and quickly rush after Connie. They find Connie, but she is dead, and they discover that this whole orphanage is just a front to raise the children as cattle to be nothing more than monster food in the future. This anime follows Emma, Ray, and Norman as they plan to escape from the orphanage, but Isabella isn't just going to let that happen. Promised Neverland is just an all-around a very well-written anime. After watching season 1, I couldn't help myself, so I decided to read the manga, and let me tell you, season 2 is going to be fantastic. Number 2. Fairy Tail. In a world filled with magic, a young girl named Lucy Heartfilia dreams of joining a famous wizard guild. This anime begins as Lucy meets an eccentric wizard named Natsu Dragneel and his flying talking cat named Happy. Later that evening, Lucy winds up getting kidnapped, and who would have guessed that Natsu is the wizard who comes to her rescue? Well, it turns out that Natsu is a member of the famously rambunctious Fairy Tail Guild, and he invites Lucy to become the newest member. This anime primarily follows Natsu and Lucy as they embark on many different adventures in the name of justice and family. Yes, the power of friendship is strong with this one, but that's literally the entire point of the anime. Plus, Fairy Tail contains a ton of foreshadowing. I mean like hundreds of episodes in advance type of foreshadowing, and I freaking love that stuff. If I'm being honest, I probably enjoyed Fairy Tail so much because I watched almost all of it with my wife. Overall, I just really enjoyed watching Fairy Tail, even though I know that critically it's not the best. Number 3. Your Name. A country girl named Mitsuha is bored with her life and dreams of living in the big city. And Taki is a boy who just so happens to live in the big city of Tokyo. One day, to her surprise, Mitsuha wakes up to find out that she's in Tokyo, but is in Taki's body. And likewise, Taki wakes up to find out he is in the country, but is in Mitsuha's body. There seems to be no rhyme or reason as to when or why they swap bodies, so they just have to do their best to live each other's lives, all while trying to find one another. If you haven't watched this movie, then just know it's going to hit you in the feels. Hard. You will go from laughing to almost crying to, well, you will just have to watch and find out. Your Name is absolutely stunning and is most definitely one of the best anime that I have ever watched. Number 4. Tokyo Ghoul. Ken Kaneki is a regular student who enjoys reading in his spare time. As fate would have it, Kaneki meets a beautiful girl named Rize, who just so happens to be interested in his favorite books. While walking home together, Rize reveals that she is in fact a ghoul, a human-looking monster who has to kill and eat humans in order to survive. Just before Rize was able to kill Kaneki, they both wind up getting caught in a construction accident. A while later, Kaneki awakes in the hospital to find out that Rize died, and they had to transplant her organs into his body in order to save his life. This causes Kaneki's body to change into the body of a ghoul. This anime follows Kaneki as he struggles to adapt to his new life as a human-ghoul hybrid, and as he begins to wonder, who is the real monsters? Is it the ghouls, or could it be the humans? Tokyo Ghoul made this list because I like darker anime, especially those that blur the line between what is good and evil. Tokyo Ghoul is also the only manga that I own, and in case you didn't know, Season 2 of the anime is very different than the manga. And yes, the manga is most definitely better. Number 5. Ouran High School Host Club. Ouran Academy is a school for the rich and powerful, but yet our protagonist is a middle-class commoner. One day while searching for a good place to study, Haruhi enters the music room, which just so happens to be occupied by this school's all-male host club. This is a club whose whole purpose is to entertain female students using their unique and very cliché personalities. During this encounter, a vase falls and breaks, which Haruhi has no way to pay for. Since Haruhi is unable to pay off the debt, Haruhi has no choice but to begin working as a member of the host club. It's not until after joining the club that the members finally realize that Haruhi is actually a girl, but due to her boyish looks, she continues to masquerade as a member of the all-male host club. I have to give a big thank you to my wife, because I don't know if I would have ever tried this anime on my own. Everything about this anime is completely hilarious, and it's a great introduction into a genre that I bet a lot of you are overlooking. Seriously, if you are judging this anime because it's a quote-unquote girls show, just stop and give it a try. Number 6. Kill la Kill. Ryuko Matoi's search for her father's murderer has brought her to Honnouji Academy. This high school is ruled by the ruthless student council president, and she gives her faithful followers Goku uniforms which grants the wearers special abilities. Ryuko immediately starts a fight and is quickly beaten into submission. This causes her to retreat to her family's home, which is where she meets Senketsu, a sentient sailor uniform who can transform into a suit of battle armor. Side note, just want to say, there is a legitimate reason as to why this outfit is so skimpy. Now, using her new friend's power and the blade created by her father, Ryuko returns to Honnouji Academy to continue the search for her father's killer. This was the first anime made by Studio Trigger that I watched, and it was the first anime that actually made me laugh out loud. I just find the ridiculous, over-the-top humor in Kill la Kill to be absolutely perfect. I'm fairly certain it only took me 2 days to watch this anime, then I took a 1-day break, then watched it through again the following 2 days. Number 7. Spice and Wolf. Kraft Lawrence is a traveling merchant who dreams of one day opening his very own store. He normally travels alone, but while visiting this small town, he meets a beautiful girl who has the tail of a wolf. This wolf girl is named Hollow. She explains that she used to be worshipped by this small town as the god of harvest, but now they think of her as a mere folktale. After realizing the benefits of traveling with a literal deity, Lawrence agrees to escort Hollow back to her homeland in the north. This anime follows Lawrence and Hollow on a journey through their many different business adventures, all while a subtle romance forms between them. I don't even know how this makes sense, but before I watched Spice and Wolf, I wholeheartedly thought I wouldn't enjoy this anime. But for some reason, I was still drawn to it. Hollow is freaking adorable, and the witty banter between her and Lawrence kept me coming back, episode after episode. Number 8. Darker Than Black. 10 years ago, two mysterious areas known as Heaven's and Hell's Gate appeared. At the same time, certain humans transformed into superhumans known as contractors, thus losing all of their emotions in exchange for supernatural powers. Contractors also have to pay a price every time they use their abilities. This can range anywhere from self-harm to eating garbage. Our protagonist, Hei, works for the Syndicate in the criminal underground, all the while seeking out the truth behind the gates. He also just so happens to be the only contractor who doesn't pay a price for using his power. I watched this anime a long time ago due to my friend Jorge recommending it to me. It's been 6-ish years since I watched this anime, but I remember it having some of the most unique and well thought out action sequences that I have ever watched. Number 9. Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. A group of total strangers wake up in a fantasy world with no memories other than their names. Shortly after arriving in this world, they make their way to the Red Moon office of the Volunteer Soldier Corps, where they are given two different options. Option 1 is to sign up and become a volunteer soldier, which includes a 10 silver coin sign-on bonus. Or they can choose option number 2, which is to become homeless and figure out a way to survive on their own. As expected, everybody chooses to become a soldier. The 5 strongest among them quickly form a party, and one other person leaves on his own. This anime follows the 6 remaining misfits who decide to form a party together. The struggle is real, but they slowly learn how to fight and work together as a team. I could make an entire video ranting about this story, as I liked it so much I read the novels. But to keep it short, this is the first anime where I truly feel like I could be a part of the story. In my opinion, the characters look, feel, and act like normal human beings. They're not just stuffed full of all your typical anime cliches. Then Grimgar gives a realistic look at what would happen if a bunch of us weebs somehow got isekai'd into a fantasy world. Okay, I understand this anime isn't everyone's cup of tea, but it really is a unique and well thought out take on the isekai concept. Number 10. Astra, Lost in Space. An assortment of high school students are preparing to depart to planet Macpa for their school's camping trip. This camping trip is a test of leadership and teamwork, so the students are left entirely alone to fend for themselves. Well, the kids don't even make it to the campsite as they are sucked into a black hole and spat out into the dark void of space. Luckily, they are next to an abandoned spaceship, which they may be able to use to make their way back home. The problem is that they are thousands of light years away from their home, and they only have enough food and water for a few days. The students must work together and watch each other's backs if they're going to survive the long journey back home. I normally don't like saying an anime is overrated or underrated, but damn it, this anime deserves more attention. Astra Lost in Space has an intriguing plot, interesting characters, not one but 2 unexpected twists, and a satisfying ending, all wrapped up into a 12-episode anime. So what's the one reason you shouldn't watch this anime? Ha! Trick question. There isn't one. Were you able to guess what waifu this is? It's Shion from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Before you go, scroll down to the comment section to claim your 30-day free trial of HIDIVE. And while you're down there, make sure to click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. I hope to see you next time.